Hey, Sally.
Hey, Gailey.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Well, not too much.
What you got going on?
I think I want to go on an adventure.
With me?
Yes.
I love adventures.
Yes, you do.
I do. Where should we go?
Think.
I got an idea.
Oh, what?
Do you want to go someplace in Uxbridge?
Yes.
I got a new place. Well,
Okay.
I guess it's not new. It's really old.
Interesting.
Yeah. Should I tell you where we're going?
I think you should because my curiosity is spiking.
Do you know how cold it is out there?
How cold is it?
It's cold enough to be wearing a jacket.
I know, for Sally with Jaren. And she's got boots.
Boots with
Wow.
the fur.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Okay.
Let's go to the Uxbridge Fire Truck Museum.
Sounds good. I've never been.
Me neither.
Let's do
Did
it.
you know it existed?
Yeah, that's on Depot Street, the Uxbridge Antique Fire Museum. Preserving the past. It's at 18 Depot Street in Uxbridge. Let's do it, Sal.
I say we go for a ride.
I think so.
Uxbridge Senior Center?
On the move.
Let's
Woo!
We're early.
Here we are on this Depot Street.
We're here.
Okay.
Ready. Hey guys, we are here in Uxbridge on this beautiful snowy morning. We are here at the Uxbridge Fire Museum. Did you guys know we had a fire museum here in Little Uxbridge? Well, we do.
Yes, we
It is
do.
directly across from the big burned out mill. Gail says this is Depot Street.
Yes.
Sally doesn't know.
There's the old mill.
Yeah, and actually we're like directly across the way over there.
Yep, that's right.
That's
Senior
our side of
Center's
the
right
building
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We look at this every day. That's our view of the...
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go meet Mr. Roy Henry. Come
Okay.
on. Check out these two little signs and this little... Oh, good morning, Roy. How are you?
Oh, doing good.
All right, so this is Mr. Roy Henry.
Hello.
Do you run this place? How does this place work?
Well, actually, the garage was built by the old Uxbridge Worsted, Backman Uxbridge Worsted,
Mm-hmm.
probably between 1912, 1915, somewhere in that time frame.
Yep.
And all the bays at the time were used by the high execs to keep their classic cars out of the weather. And up until 1920, the original five pieces we have that go back to the horse-drawn days is that chemical tank and the hose reel.
Wow.
It's the last remaining.
Yeah.
What happened? I did a story. The garage was going to get demolished by Tom Swartz. He was the owner before the previous one that just sold out.
Yep.
And it was around 2002. And I found out from the town hall he had submitted the paperwork for demolition.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a story to the papers, the history of the garage going back to the fire service.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what happened there was, up until 1920, they were still using this, the old pieces.
Oh, wow.
My father went on in 1921, and he had a younger brother, Ernie, that went on a year or two after he did.
Oh, so this is
So
in
my
his blood,
yeah.
guys.
So the town wanted a fully equipped motorized vehicle. So my father was taken down by one of the fellas to Middleborough. That's where Maxim Fire Company was operating out of. And he drove back a 1921 combination Maxim forestry pumper. Well, they didn't have no station in the Centerville at the time. So the mill went to the town and said to the town, take the first base to this garage and house the truck. So this was the station for 7 years. Because in 1928 is when they built the old station, which they took down for the new one. So the fellas, they built a fireplace when the truck was here and to keep warm. And most of the crew worked out of the mill, and also at the time where New England, where National Grid is in the back, with the power station, New England Power, and the electric company was known as Worcester Suburban. So some of the fellas worked in the mill, and they were handy to take the truck. So in 1928, the old station was built and it was transferred over. So my story about the history of the garage.
Wait a minute, 1 minute.
The garage during the fire service and pertaining to my father and his brother, and the first fully equipped truck was housed there. So when I found out about the demolition from Thomas Swart, I did a story to the papers, and I got a copy. I do all the history. I do all the history of yeah, if I can find it. Yeah, so I did the story, and how the museum came about was in 2004, the owners of Jack Tweed and Leonard Fournier that bought the mill from Thomas Watt in September of 2005, I get called, they wanted to meet with me in the office. So I went down and they asked me what my thought was about the garage.
Yeah.
Well, I said, we worked something out. He said, because of the fire history on with me, I put 25 years with Uxbridge, and I like to turn that bay into a fire museum. Mm-hmm. And not knowing the fire history with Jack Tweed and Leonard Fournier in their early years. So anyway, they went with it, and Jack said, go ahead, you know. So Jack asked me if there was any old pieces left, and I said, yeah, there's 2 hose reels, because I got another one on a float trailer that's in storage. And I said they sat out for 20 years down in South Uxbridge at the South Uxbridge fire station. Mm-hmm. And they were all going to pieces, pretty much. Mm. So we went down and got them, and Jack said put them in the boiler room down in the mill and start restoring them. So Benny Emmerich and I were the first 2 that got into writing how we were going to do everything. And we got those 3 pieces restored. So we founded a little association we have. I got Billy Martin, David Martin. I got Richard Demarest. He was a long time on fire service. Mm-hmm. The other new ones that we got now is Jerry Joyle. He was with Blackstone and Socket. And I got Stephen Smith. He was with Southborough retired. And James O'Hearn, he's down here all the time. He was with originally out of Milford on fire service. Then he moved to Florida, and he was with the rescue fire department in Palm Coast for a long time until he moved back to Uxbridge. Yeah. He does fire photography when there's accidents and fires, and he turns the information and pictures into the town department wherever those they happen, and they use them for educational purposes. So on my father's side, I go back to 1895 on fire service in Uxbridge.
Wow.
I found
that's amazing.
I found that 2 of family research. I found 2 of my father's uncles were on in 1895.
Wow, that's awesome.
So a lot of history right here that was going to get lost.
Yes.
But my newspaper story.
You got that in your book here.
Yeah, we'll put that on there.
Yeah. So we started in with the association, painted the floor, we painted everything, and we got some work done by people that donated their time. LW Weldon up in North Uxbridge sandblasted all the fireplace out, because that was all painted gray. Everything in here, everything was painted that gray that's on the bottom wall.
Yeah.
So we redid the whole thing over, and started accumulating with donated items and that.
Have you ever thought of having like kids come through, like the school?
I've had field trips.
That's awesome.
I've had elderly vans. Hopedale Atria last year. I had a couple
Oh, I think you're gonna get hit up. I think
Yeah,
you
I
will.
think-
Little kids will eat this up.
Oh,
yeah.
it's awesome.
Cool.
What?
You
Yeah.
guys did an amazing job.
What we know now that the new owner of the mill and the
Yep.
property is Kevin Meehan.
Kevin Meehan.
Yep.
He came in a couple weeks ago and measured. He wanted to take measurement of the trucks, and then he came in
Oh.
here and looked everything over. He says, "You guys have got a heck of a nice collection of stuff in here," but he says you're too cramped. And
Yeah,
too
you need
small."
more room.
So they're working out a new area in the mill.
Oh,
So we're gonna
amazing.
be, it's
That's
gonna be much
cool.
bigger,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have
Maybe
more of a layout and setup down in the mill.
Nice.
So we'll be.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, that's gonna
Oh,
be good.
Nice.
Yeah, some of the items I got.
Yeah, why don't you take us through from
Yeah.
beginning to end?
We've got that.
This is what the. I'll get back here. See, this is a large scale model of actually the truck that was out there. Their first motorized, fully equipped. That's the 21 Maxim. That's how it would look. That's I got a large scale model when I was able to get that.
Nice.
So some of the history.
We'll go through the book, Gail.
Hmm?
We'll go through the book and take a lot
Oh,
of pictures and
yeah.
such.
Yeah, there's some history that
Always
Yeah,
got the old fire
yeah.
department in there.
I did a lot of history research. Now,
Nice, Chief Alvin.
yeah, when you see what he's carrying, that little object,
Yep.
these go back to 1620.
Oh, it's a clacker. Is it a
These are
clacker?
yeah, these are 1620s.
Wow.
Now, when you look at that little wooden one,
Yeah.
and you're going to look at what he's carrying, the exact
Yep.
same thing.
Yep.
Well, the
Oh,
story
yeah, it's a
is-
smaller version in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
the story to these pieces here
Mm-hmm.
is that Peter Stuyvesant founded New Amsterdam, New York. That's Manhattan today.
Yep.
And in 1628, he had the first fire in the village.
Mm-hmm.
So he orchestrated a fire code system. And then a few years later, he formed a group of gentlemen, like you see there.
Mm-hmm.
They were known as fire watchers. They carried a wooden one. They made different types.
Yeah.
There's another photographic image of different ones on the other page. But so these group of gentlemen were known as fire watchers. They carried a lantern in one of these, and they're known as fire rattles.
Can you do that
So
for
they
us?
would wake people up.
Yep. Oh, wow.
They
that
would
is
wake you
loud.
up. They'd wake
That's
you up.
pretty loud.
Yeah.
for a little thing.
Yeah, they'd wake
Oh,
you
wow.
up.
So do they swing it around like that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that okay? Yep.
In later years, constables in villages and that, when they're beat, would carry one of them. If they got into trouble, different call for a backup of people to help them out.
Uh-huh.
I need
Wow.
one of those to wake up my kids when they're little. Hey!
That'll do the trick.
Oh, I mean, when you had Halloween or birthday parties,
Uh-huh.
you have the little
New Year's Eve?
Same-
Yes,
same-
yes.
Same idea.
Yep, exactly.
You know,
Yep.
these are
Oh,
just
that's
the older
cool.
version of,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep. Very
Um,
nice.
Now the Dalmatian, there's history. When kids come in with parents.
Excuse
and
me,
that,
Sally.
The Dalmatian dog, how
She's
that became
blocking
the
the-
mascot to the
Oh, I
fire
know.
service.
Okay.
When you're going to look at this antique
Oh,
painted
Yeah.
sign,
This is donated by Southwick Zoo.
yeah,
he's got a sign over there with the dog on it.
how it was good. Every fire department in the country, every town, every city, every station had, at that time when the horse-drawn equipment, they had every station had a dog. The Dalmatian breed was a chosen dog,
Yeah.
and every station had it. So when there was a fire call, the horses would be hooked up and went out the door. Now, if the dog wasn't in the station at all, the horse could take the equipment outside the door and then stop in the tracks, say, "I'm not pulling this no more." The dogs were used to keep the horses moving, to keep the equipment to the fire scene.
Ha!
No kidding.
I did
So
not know
became-
that.
So that's
Yep.
how the Dalmatian dog became the mascot.
Wow.
See, he had a purpose.
Mhm,
Not just
yep.
to look all cute.
I know, huh? Knew there was a reason.
Well, that's senior. That's my idea with the name tags.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's Sparky
and the
Senior.
little
Yep.
Junior.
Oh, I see the name.
Yep,
Yes.
there's Senior. And here's
Okay.
Junior. Yep.
Yeah.
Cute.
All right, so tell us what this is.
That's a hose reel. A lot of the trucks had them. The booster line was mainly used like for brush fires, or small like car fires, brush fires. That was always up. Not all trucks had them.
Okay.
They used to have them on the top of the tank or on top of the truck, hooked up to the system.
Yeah.
This pump here, this is a unique piece of work.
Yeah, it is.
They started making these in about the mid-1920s. The company was in Cambridge called Fitzhenry Gupta piston pump. And that weighs 310 pounds and pumps 25 gallons a minute.
Wow.
And this was one with the dates on there that was made in January 38. 39, the state forestry began to use these pumps on state forestry trucks. Yeah, this was given to us by a fellow from Douglas.
Uh-huh. Very nice.
He had several of them.
Yep.
Very
Good.
So he
nice.
donated that to us. Yeah. All these nozzles here, you'll notice that they got a double handle because it was a 2-inch line that fed these kind of nozzles.
Yeah.
So you have to have 2 men. One man would get thrown.
Oh, yeah. Go flying up around.
Pressure, yeah.
Yep, I can
So,
imagine.
That's why they were two double handle, 2-man nozzle.
Now this one's, is this brass?
Yeah, most of they did a wrapping with a cloth wrapping on some of them. Some of them that did this is disintegrated off, but
Oh, all right.
most yeah, they were all brass nozzles.
Yeah.
They were mostly used like over here. You'll see on the hose reel, they got one hitched up already, attached
Oh, yeah.
to the handle. That's a deck gun. That was always installed on the trucks today. You'll see them up on
Oh,
top.
that's for shooting like top of buildings
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, high pressure.
Yep.
This tank here, well, probably be about 7 or 8 years ago. A lady picked up on my story about the history. When we had a museum, so she lived on Burbank Road in Sutton. Her and her husband bought an early 1700 farm. And she called up and said, we were started to do some cleaning in the barn and found this piece of fire apparatus.
Wow.
Well, she didn't explain what, and I'm thinking, it isn't, if it's motorized, there's no way we're gonna get it down.
Yeah.
And we got no storage for motorized at the time. So Bill Martin and I had to pick my pickup, so we went up to the farm and she took us in the barn. This was all dirty, rusted, and
How did
said,
she
"You can have
acquire it?"
this, for the museum. So we brought it down, cleaned it all up. This was made by American La France Fire Company, 1944. The dates on it.
Yeah.
And if you watch the war pictures, you're gonna see this used a lot on the naval craft on the decks, fighting deck fires
okay.
from
Yeah,
bombs and
yeah.
planes crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mills used them later on in years because they had more to work with. They could get to a fire area in the mill with the wheels instead of trying to carry one and locate an area
Yeah.
with one on their shoulders or whatever, carrying one. And so that was more adapted to be more mobile and have more to work
Yeah,
with as far as your fire suppression components.
I want to know what this guy's name is. He's really driving me
Yeah,
nuts. Is his name really Blaze?
Is that from
We did a contest.
Ramasco?
Yeah, we
Mike
did, he's
Mike
pretty
Ramasco,
good. He's
right?
pretty
Yeah.
handy. He decided to make that up for us.
That is cute.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
absolutely adorable.
So when we got it back in August, we put an ad out that we wanted to do something for the family, for the local kids in the communities.
Yeah.
For a contest.
Uh-huh.
And we put up an award. We gave them the winner. There were 3 winners. They come up with the same name.
Yeah.
So we had to honor
Oh, boy,
we honored
yeah.
all 3,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we gave them
Oh, to name him
yeah.
Blaze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had their pictures taken with we called Mike to come up and
Nice.
in front of one of the trucks.
Uh-huh,
We had their
yep,
pictures taken,
perfect.
And then we gave him we gave him a gift certificate to Walmart.
Uh-huh.
Each one got $30 gift certificate, and so that went pretty good. But I got to get a good name tag.
Yeah, yeah, he needs a proper name tag.
The other one. Damn,
Yeah.
that's good. All right, so what's this big beast?
Now, there's a couple of things that we got. Several years ago, we were given a piece of the World Trade Tower.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Where
it's
is...
It's in that little case.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Piece of the column, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Saddest day since I've been alive. That was
Yeah.
the saddest day.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these here, they got a liquid in here, that's a hazardous liquid.
Oh, wow.
They were called fire grenades. That's why they look like a hand grenade.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
were called fire grenades.
Wow.
That was another extinguisher. And in the old times in houses, shops,
Yeah.
there were two ways of mounting them. People mounted them on the walls, and then down here they had a wire bracket, so they put hooks in the ceiling, and they would hang them. Well, the liquid in there was called tetrachloride, carbon tetrachloride.
Mm-hmm.
And what carbon tetrachloride does, it takes the oxygen out of the air. You need three components
Oh,
for
so
a
when it
fire. You
explodes-
Okay.
Yeah. So the heat had, in the air, fire area, the heat had to get to 160 degrees or more
Yeah.
for them to work. When they got to that point, those would explode. And that cut the oxygen out of the air in the area.
No kidding.
And the fire was smothered.
Very
That's
interesting.
That's how
Yeah.
it worked.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else is in this cabinet you got?
Most of it's all nozzles, different types. There's gates that go on, but most of it's all small nozzles.
How about up
that
there?
one.
What are those things up there?
That's the big spotlight that was on the original.
Oh, town.
Huh?
Was that by town hall?
No.
What was it?
That spotlight was on the 1934 Maxim ladder truck, the old ladder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was
Yeah.
on the old town hall one.
No, these are just the fire sirens and lights that were on trucks back in that time frame.
Very cool.
Yeah. Now, how that tank works is, I got a smaller version I found in an antique shop, and inside there's a bigger unit, like this.
Oh, okay.
What it is?
Small version,
Yeah.
large version.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I was always on, I didn't want to keep on, when we first started, I was always taking the cap off and it, I didn't want to just, the threads on there were so fine, I happened to spot this in an antique shop, so I grabbed it.
Nice.
And it gives me easier to explain how it worked.
Yeah.
So in the glass bottle is an acid line. So mixed with water, that would create a gas. The gas built up pressure, and that forced your liquid off the hose.
Oh, wow.
That's how the chemical tank works.
Interesting.
And it just says on a can, fire extinguisher on wheels.
That's what it
It
is.
says it right here.
Yeah.
I like it when they break it down and make it simple.
Yeah.
For us.
Well, it makes it handy for me when I'm doing all these talk when people come in.
Yeah, we're doing your tour. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
No,
see these
yeah.
adorable trucks.
People ask me, what the heck am I doing up with Romans on a mantle? Well, I come back to the history of the bucket. You heard the term bucket brigade, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, yeah, it goes all the way back to the days of the Bible. See, the buckets were the only fire suppression back then.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need,
He's the house, the
you're
fire,
putting
the
out the
bucket.
fire
Yeah.
at the
Water.
castles. So I happened to see them in an antique shop, and I said, well, that'll go good with the history about the bucket brigade.
Yes,
So what
definitely.
it was that in all the villages, going back to the days of the Bible, every homeowner, every shop owner had to have a bucket of water by the door. The king had inspectors go around daily checking. To
Make
see
sure
if
they had their
if they didn't
buckets,
have
yep.
the water in the bucket, they would get reprimanded by the king or
Uh-huh.
whatever punishment he wanted to met out.
Hmm.
So what it was that when there was the fire, it was an automatic. Everybody grabbed their bucket,
Mm-hmm.
ran to the fire scene. The front people
Yep.
they took the buckets and put on the fire, and then they were filled back up wherever the nearest water source was, be it a
Yep.
river, a fountain, a pond, lake, or what.
Huh.
So
Wow.
that system would be kept up till the fire was put out.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
History we
Yes.
never knew about.
Nope.
Well,
Learning a
that's
lot
what
here.
This is all about.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
so cool.
We're saving
Packed full of
history.
history.
Is that the truck you were talking about that you had in the
No,
book?
these are different models.
These are different models.
Yes. They're die cast. Jack Tweed donated. His father was one of the sources of how the museum came about with Jack Tweed was that his father was a long time on the New York Fire Service.
Oh, no kidding.
But then I found something different. I have a book in a file cabinet on 100 years of fire history of the United States, starting with 1700 up to 1980s.
Yeah.
And one day I was in here reading several years ago, and I got the section that started coming into the early 1800s. Well, on this page I was reading it, it said 1835, and most all the departments in the country were all volunteer, but a lot of them had nicknames. New York, all their volunteers, their nicknames, they had the Bluebirds, the Blackjacks, honeybees, the Knickerbockers. They had a lot of nicknames to their volunteer groups.
Yeah.
So on this particular page, I got said about a young fella in New York. His name was William Marcy Tweed, and he was 12 years old. Went on the Knickerbocker Fire Volunteer Department.
At 12.
And then, 12 years old, and then he got certified several years later, fully fledged certified. And then I'm thinking, Tweed. So then I took the book and I went up to the library. I wanted that page copy.
Yeah.
So they copied the copy of that page. So this one day Jack was in the office because he was always coming once or twice a week. He was never around every day. And this day he was over there. So I said, oh, I got to find out about William Marcy Tweed.
Yeah.
Right, and later years he went into politics.
Yeah.
And he was well known as the name, Boss Tweed of Tammany Hall.
Boss Tweed of Tammany.
If you ever
Say
heard-
that a couple times.
Yeah, if you heard that there. So I took the page and went up to the office and I said, Jack, I was reading this book on fire history in the United States, and there was a young fella, William Marcy Tweed. Jack had this little grin, and he said, yeah, that's my triple great-grandfather.
Oh, geez,
Wow.
see? That's amazing.
So,
Yeah.
history.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
One of the people I had come here a few years ago, her grandmother was the first lady fire chief.
I
Wow.
didn't know there were any lady fire chiefs.
She was the first one in the United States, 1935. She was from Rhode Island. She was in charge of one of the small towns down there, the fire department. And her name was Nancy Holtz. And this lady came in just one day with two other ladies. I got into the history, talking about all different, and I got into ladies in the fire service. And when I got to that name, she looked at me. She says, "Yeah, that's my grandmother."
Wow.
Or grandmother.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well,
That's amazing.
She says, "I still got one of the old trucks on the department when she was chief,
Oh,
and a
geez.
lot
Wow.
of good fire stuff."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
well, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
But,
other towns are smart enough to have a gentleman like you to make something, or a couple like you to make something like this. This is fabulous.
Some of the first lady that went into fire service was in 1818, and she was a slave, African slave, and I got the history on that. She was out of New York. I think her last name was Williams. I forgot what her first name was offhand, but she did an amazing feat. There was a fire on William Street in New York, structure fire. There was a heavy snowstorm, like a major storm, heavy snow. And at that time, of course, they had the horse-drawn equipment, and the horses got outside the station and they wouldn't go anymore. And it states in there that she took the drag ropes and got that equipment to the fire scene through the heavy snow.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
That's in the history of the United States
Wow.
fire service that I got in the
That's
fire
so
cabinet.
cool.
Yeah.
How do people go about coming here to get a tour?
Well, with the winter months, we really don't, we're really not open too much, you
Yeah.
know, with the bad weather coming now,
Yeah,
the cold,
exactly,
cold
yeah.
weather,
Yeah.
that it's,
Yeah,
Yeah,
understandable. So we're
it's gonna
thinking
be-
there's not gonna be
springtime
comfortable.
maybe,
Yeah,
in the
it's not-
spring.
It's not gonna be real comfortable,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I can't wait till you get a new, bigger space over there.
Yeah, we got
That's
we
gonna
got
be
a lot
awesome.
of we got a lot of we got a lot more patches
Mm-hmm.
that's got to go into showcase cases.
Yeah. Can we see the trucks
yeah,
in the
we
other
have,
room?
Patches.
Oh, well,
Yeah, we got patches from Alaska, Hawaii, South America, Australia.
Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Matt that's up here with karate.
Yes.
Well, that yellow fire suit.
In the corner?
The yellow one hanging up.
Oh, the hanging
Yep,
one?
that
Yep.
suit there. That's from Perth, Australia Fire Service.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
several years ago, Matt had some relatives. His wife was from Australia,
Oh, okay.
and there was some the family from Australia was up to see Matt and his wife. They got a family time. It was in the summer, several years ago, and the fellow was I think a lieutenant on the Perth Fire Service. And then several weeks later, Matt stopped by and he said, "This suit was donated to you by my relatives, well, his wife's relatives in Australia."
That is so cool.
So that's another unique piece.
yes.
Oh, look at all the bells, Gail.
Yeah,
All the alarms.
we were able after the fire and we got clearance to go into the hazardous
mill?
site. We recovered a lot of small items that the old Uxbridge Worcester had for fire valves. Cleaned them up. We got a lot of the sprinkler heads. They were all
Yeah.
rusted and we got a little collection of them. Different companies made those sprinkler heads,
Yeah.
and we got all the works of how to install them.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite? If you had anything you had to run in here and save from a fire, okay? What would be the one thing you would want saved from this building? You had to pick one thing. What would it be?
That's hard.
I would,
It is hard.
I would save something that you don't you probably
can't
won't.
replace.
Yeah, that's you know.
It's hard, right?
It's hard because there's so much of.
Do you guys understand
Yeah.
the love this man has for this building? He can't pick one thing.
No.
He would
It's
choose.
just too much.
Yeah, there's
a
way
lot
too
of
much
it.
to choose from.
What's unique is well, that long nozzle against the wall.
The
Yeah,
funny
that
looking
long,
one?
the
Yeah.
long pipe one over in the corner. That
Yeah, the red
pipe,
one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
known as a southern nozzle. That was used instead of going into old farmhouses and old mill buildings or whatever. They would poke that through the windows, like the southern windows,
Yeah.
and they'd work that nozzle from outside.
Oh, okay.
That's why they call it the southern nozzle.
Mm-hmm.
What's in this little area right inside behind Gail?
Well, when we got started in here, James O'Hearn from Milford in Florida, you can't have a fire museum without a dispatch office. That was his idea. So we got in and we built one. So
There you go.
the items inside are how a dispatch office would work in a fire station. But we got old items. The ticker tape, the spring let go last year. So
Oh.
we can't get that fixed until we can find
I know.
an outfit that does that work, you know?
Yeah.
Because
So-
we were showing how it worked through the alarm box.
So if anybody knows of anybody who has one of those,
Yes.
we're looking for a spring.
Yeah, so the radio, everything in here, the only thing that works in here is scanning. We have an antenna all around the fence out there that goes up above the roof for reception. That's why the scanners come in, because we can pick up all towns around Mass and Rhode Island on that one.
All right.
Now there's a picture in there of Bill Albin.
Oh, yeah.
When I take you in to show you the trucks. The 1937, the June before he died, that year,
Yep.
be going on 2 years now almost. And the 1937 Maxim that we restored, in June, that year, that the year that Bill died, in June we went up to the house. Because I told the fellas, I said, we got the truck all done. We had it in Dave Martin's garage for 2 years.
Wow.
The whole truck was all done by us,
Nice.
all stripped down and everything.
Yeah, very nice.
So we went up to the house and 'cause we had a little job of boosting them up in there. But we
Yeah,
got
you got him up there.
We got them up there.
That's
and,
Now,
awesome.
this was the fire chief that Kathy, JoJo, we all knew.
We were all under him.
Yes, yes.
So we got him up in the truck to get a picture because I said, with his medical fading,
Yes, yeah.
and so we had to do it.
Yeah, I'm glad
so we
you
had
did
a group
that.
Of the old fellas
Yeah.
that were on the department with him
Nice.
at the garage up there. So
Yeah.
we took a group picture too.
Yeah.
So we had to do it and come out good.
They came up
But
great.
that made his day. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that's
yeah,
Yeah.
that,
Year.
Yeah.
that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. Remember when I told you what color Jeep I wanted?
Yeah, the fire engine.
Red.
Fire engine red.
This is
Yeah. No.
gorgeous.
The 37. You can you can walk up, keep close to the wall, but you can walk up to the back. The only two items we spent 2 years. The truck came back it was in Brockton. It was auctioned off in '66 after it retired, and a man in Brockton bought it. And after the father died, he had one son, Brian, and Brian kept it up and going in mint condition with everything on it up until 2008. And after that, he left it uncovered for a number of years, and the weather got to it bad, and so we got it back.
Mm-hmm.
The family donated it back to the museum.
Nice.
And I mean, well, they were going to give it back to the town, and Bill Kessler was chief then,
Mm-hmm.
and he told them to give it to the museum.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
So we restored it. The only two items that we couldn't do on this is the seats had to be sent out to be reupholstered,
Mm-hmm.
and the carburetor had to be sent out. The carburetor in the original engines, and the carburetor is called a Zenith. There was a unit inside called the Venturi, and that was all shot. So there was an outfit up in New York that restored old auto parts, carburetors and things, so we sent it up to them.
Uh-huh. Very good.
And
So
get it
cool.
rebuilt so it runs.
First I thought that was a
This thing
mirror
runs.
that you're standing at.
This
Yeah,
runs,
it's not registered or insured.
but it runs.
Oh yeah,
It's 1937.
37, that's a 40.
At first I thought there was a mirror where you were standing, Sally.
Oh. No, there's another truck.
I know.
behind you.
I see that.
Yeah.
That's the, yeah. You can,
Look at the teeth. These things
Let
are
me look
that's
down
the one
here.
that we were always taking on the road,
Yep.
the 40 Seagrave. But there's history to the Seagrave Fire Company. The fire company was actually started by an Uxbridge Seagrave.
Uh-huh.
The Seagrave family was
Uh-huh,
the
yep.
Uxbridge family. And I got his history in there.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was Frederick, and he left Uxbridge right after the Civil War ended. He went out to Detroit, Michigan, and his occupation when he got out there was he was making wooden ladders for the orchards. And then in 1881, he gets an idea of I can do better and make more money, so he started making aerial ladders for the horse-drawn ladder wagons for the Detroit Fire Service.
Mm-hmm.
So the company was actually, if you talk to fire people today, they associate Seagrave with Columbus, Ohio. But that he moved to Columbus between 1905 and probably 1907. Because I think 8 or 9 was the first motorized from Seagrave Company in Columbus, Ohio.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
What is the point of having windshield wipers on a convertible?
I know. I was looking at the windshield
run both
wipers
sides.
too.
On both sides?
They run both sides.
Ah.
I love it.
Interesting.
The driver has to see where
Yeah,
he's going.
definitely.
Just have to lift his head out the side. I do it with the Jeep all the time.
When you look back at what the old, you know, we got closed cabs now, and, and the guys are in comfort.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when
they are.
when the days of my father and the old, you know,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes you wonder how they got by with the heavy snow, the
Yep,
freezing
they did it,
rains,
though.
They
Yep,
did
they did it.
It was their heart. They did it with
Yeah.
their heart.
It's the camaraderie that's just like all you know, rewarding professions.
Yep,
EMTs,
definitely.
Firefighters, police.
Yeah,
There
no,
were
I say
camaraderie
they're our heroes.
that don't end, you know.
Yep, definitely.
It's in them. It's there, and
Yep,
continued on. So
absolutely.
yeah, I've got a lot ever since we started, and we had it started to, in 2006. We started in there putting things together.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2010, I opened it up for grand opening because 2010, Uxbridge hosted the Northern Rhode Island League Memorial Fire Memorial Service. So I said, oh, gee, all the northern towns that are on the Northern League. I said, with the parade and everything else,
Yeah.
I decided to do grand opening after everything was with the service and the parade. And everybody came down here, so
Oh,
I had a
yeah.
real grand
Absolutely.
finale
Yeah.
opening, you know.
That's amazing.
I had the bell rung 3 times, like they do with memorial service.
Uh-huh. Nice.
So that bell there come off of the old Ford forestry truck that Benny Emmerich got it from the town when they gave it up.
Nice.
I asked Peter for the bell to honor Benny, so we got it engraved. That bell there, we had it engraved for Leo Baldwin because this was his truck. He was the driver, captain and driver,
Yeah,
the 40 Seagrave.
so cool. All right.
It's amazing.
Come on, Gailey, let's check some more out over here.
Okay.
I just want to do a quick scan through. Do you
Yep.
mind?
No.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're just going to start at the beginning.
Yeah, I started out with that newspaper clipping. There was a fire monument down in Boston. So I thought that would be good to start the album off.
Oh,
Then I got
they got a
then I got
fireman's prayer.
prayer on there. I try to start with some of the real important things with my album, and then going into the photo. A lot
Yeah.
of the pictures in there was my father when he was on with the Uxbridge department out here in downtown.
Nice.
Yep. So cool.
Yeah, the layout was done by Heritage Park. They had 3 representatives several years ago come in. They wanted to do a photo shoot and put our posters up on the Heritage Corridor travel list.
Look at these guys. This is fabulous. Oh, that's some cool history right there. Another prayer. Smokey.
Yeah.
Gotta love Smokey.
That's an early. That's like that one that's in the corner, similar.
Yep.
Little version
Bucket
of a
brigade.
bucket.
brigade.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
bucket.
I love the
what
sun
I
on
did
it.
was I go in sequence on fire apparatus from the bucket, then I go to the hose reel, the old the hand tubs, the first pumping systems, the hand tubs, horse drawn, and then I go down the line and then I go into motorized. A little bit of history of how each item
Looks
down
different.
in sequence.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
You are doing a fabulous job. This is amazing. Hey, I was in this building not too long ago.
That was built 1904.
North Uxbridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1904. Oh, Chief William Smith.
Yeah, he was that first truck that my father, the town got, the 21 Maxim. He was the deputy chief. He worked. He was in superintendent of down in the Uxbridge Worcester, and he was the driver of that first truck that was housed in here.
It's Chief Albin.
Cut out some newspaper clippings I had of him.
He was a great guy. I
Oh,
loved him.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, there's some apparatus.
yeah. That's some of the. That's another version of the wooden.
clacker thing?
Yeah, some of the old items they used.
Oh, that's that
yeah.
gas he was telling us.
Yep.
Very cool.
Firebomb.
Firebomb.
Yep, that's the history of those glass
Mm-hmm.
hand grenades.
Wow, this is so cool.
These are a lot of my father's early pictures. He bought his first camera in 1919, and when he went on the department, he always carried it with him, so he was always taking pictures. But he used to develop all his own.
Uh-huh,
And I
yeah.
got an album at home. All his photos with family and fire department are all credit card size.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
over the years,
Yeah.
I take a lot of little ones and I blow them up.
Uh-huh. Nice.
So
That is, see, a lot of people didn't have that technology. A lot of people, look at that. That is so cool. Is that a wooden tire?
yeah, they had back then. It was
Oh,
wooden,
wow.
wooden spoke. Wooden
Holy
spoke.
cow. Uxbridge Fire Department. Guys, a lot of love and a lot of work went into this. Oh, there's the old department.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
When you get into the Uxbridge history part of what I got at home, I got 6 of these big albums just stacked with Uxbridge
Wow.
history.
Wow.
Now, do you have children?
No.
No children. Who are you going to pass all this down to? All of your
Oh.
history.
Yeah, a lot of it probably go to historical. The fire album will go over to the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
That is awesome. These are beautiful. You did a great job. Oh, there's the old seats and now the new seats.
yeah.
Guys, notice the new seats that Gail showed you in the video. Oh, there's the truck on its way.
The one thing that really saved it to it, there was no really serious body rot.
Isn't this the old high school? Is this the high school?
It could be
Look at,
doing a.
right?
Yep, that's the old high school.
So cool. All right, my fingers are frozen.
I know it's cold.
Oh my goodness.
You want? You can go warm your fingers up at the heater.
Oh no.
I'll take it.
We're good. Oh, do you wanna? Whoop.
Yeah, that's the 40C grave at the railroad siding. It came by rail,
Oh.
and that's at the railroad siding in Columbus
Mhm.
before being shipped. Down in one corner, you're gonna see
The plaque?
you're gonna see that sign.
It's in that room, right?
It's right over the door.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's the original company sign. Very seldom a company would give up their advertising.
Oh, wow.
signs.
There,
Yeah.
it's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, is
right
it?
over the
Okay,
door.
I'll look and see. Then.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, how come? Can you answer this? There's a good-looking man.
There he
Look
is.
at. Why are the trucks in Milford yellow instead of fire
Different,
engine red?
Yeah, a lot of towns they've gone to all colors. There's black and I've seen yellow, green. I don't know whether they decided that yeah.
I don't get it. You teach your
Yeah, I
kid
know.
it's fire engine red.
Yeah. Well, that's how it looked in here before we started.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. There's some
Wow.
history of the building.
Yep. Not in good shape.
No.
We had our work cut off for us.
Yeah, definitely.
as you
You did a
did
good
through
job.
this whole book. Oh, look at those lamb chops. Love it. Love it.
That was the first North Uxbridge truck. That's a 23 American LaFrance pumper. This was taken in '72 in the Northbridge Centennial Parade. The Forborders had that stored in a little building near the North Uxbridge Post Office.
Oh, okay.
And the fellas there, Bob Yago, he recently just died.
Oh,
Yes.
Charles LaFleur. Dave's in the back with, I think, Jack Daly, Bob Yago. Well, Peter Emmerich and those fellas there went to the Forborders to see if they could restore that truck. And they restored it to fully, and they had it in the parade.
Nice.
And then the Forborders sold it off to a fella in Douglas by the name of Perkins. He put it in the barn and it all went to pieces.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Benny and Peter went up to try to
that's the
see if they
Barnett
could
fire.
Yeah.
get it back, but it was no good.
Yeah.
there's a fireman at the top
Yeah.
of the ladder.
Yeah, that was the Crown and Eagle Mill
Oh,
fire.
it's Crown and
Oh,
Eagle.
Crown and
Oh, it's
Eagle.
Crown and Eagle.
Yeah, that was taken in
Wow.
'75, October 2nd.
Wow.
that was the last service of the Seagrave. Right after that mill got put out and the fire was done, the Seagrave was retired.
1966. I wasn't even born yet. Sheesh.
I go back to 42. I'm 2 years. The Seagrave is 2 years older than I am.
Oh my, that's Billy right there. Wow, I miss the fire musters. They used to do these all the time.
Yeah, everybody don't know why. You know, well, in this day and age, the interest seems to have dropped off with a lot of things that we used to do.
That's unfortunate.
Everybody missed the barbecues we used to have, the chicken barbecue.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Stanovich.
We
Oh
still
my
get,
goodness.
We still get every once in a while somebody asks us what happened, why, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work, but
Yeah, we used to have a blast.
you know,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Look, he's doing another interview. The man, the myth, the legend.
That was up at the Fire Memorial Service for the 6th.
Oh yeah, in
When
Worcester.
they did when they dedicated the new station and that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, Junie and I and
Yeah.
Jimmy Hen went up. The three of us went up
Nice.
to that.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. The Woonsocket Call, Uxbridge office.
Yeah, that's where Chief Allen used to work too. He used to work for the paper.
Gail,
Where?
where is
that
this?
taken?
I'd have to take my glasses.
The Woonsocket Call, Uxbridge office.
Oh, you know what that is?
Is this the old
Was that
Uxbridge
the old Brennan
Senior Center?
building?
The building you tore down for the parking lot next to the senior center on South Main.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that stone, that,
That was
old
the
building, they
Brennan.
had it for like a gift shop.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
a
yeah.
while.
Yeah, was it Brennan?
Yeah, well, that,
Oh, something like that?
originally in there, I got pictures of an auto dealer that lived in town, Tamian.
Uh-huh.
Tamian
Oh,
had
yeah.
an auto dealership in that building, and then Brennan,
Wow. Yep, Brennan,
two
yep.
brothers, Brennan, Tommy Brennan and his brother,
Uh-huh.
they started a gas station in there.
Yeah.
It was Amico, one pump outside the state. Well, they had a
Told
leak.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were washing
Yeah.
down a leak they had
Wow.
in front of Brennan's auto garage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see?
knew it.
She spotted it.
Yeah. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, a lot of history here.
Yes, very nice.
Flagpole?
They're working.
Oh, they're working.
Oh, there's Mr. Martin.
They're redoing the boiler room all over. That's where that's where we're going.
Uh-huh.
Well, now that's right behind us, and I tell
Yep.
Gail all the time, they're working. We can see them.
Yeah.
You know, they have yet to wave back. They have yet to wave back.
They're
Who's
busy.
this gentleman?
Which one? Oh, yeah. Before he died, that's one of the tankers. That's Larry.
Oh, Larry, thank you. Oh.
Yeah. Of course, all the tankers in 1940, the whole crew of North Uxbridge was all tankers.
Oh, wow.
There was like I
They
think
put
there was
ducks,
8.
too?
Yeah, there was either 7 or 8 tankers with the whole North Uxbridge department. The only odd fellow that was in that group up there was Joe Brannigan. His home was on Granite Street.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
The rest was all tanker. Well, before he died, it was shortly after we took that picture. Larry was up visiting. He was living in Florida, and he was up visiting up here, some of the family. So we called on him to come down to the garage, and we drove the Seagrave out here and put him, got him up, and then got a picture of him. And he died shortly after that photo.
Oh.
That was the big house where Cumberland Farm sits now. That caught fire.
Oh,
a few
wow.
years ago.
Yeah.
On
Holly's
Maysville Street.
where
Yep,
Holly lived.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, my father in 1928 or 9.
Oh, these are the little pictures?
Yeah, the whole city of Fall River burnt down in February, and my father and 2 other fellows went down with a truck. And my father had his camera, and he took all the pictures of the Fall River fire.
That's where we went to that museum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, why did they need a truck for a hearse? A fire truck for a hearse? 37 truck for a hearse.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it was not. You never. That's something I never. Nobody ever seen
That's
anything
unusual,
done like
yeah,
that. So
yeah, very
the
unusual.
newspaper article, it just caught me to
Yeah.
put it in there,
Yep.
and you cut it out and
I
put it
thought
in
maybe
the
it was
album.
special for firemen or something.
Well, I
you
would
know?
think so.
Well,
There's more of a Fall
Yeah.
River.
Mm-hmm.
the truck that's unique is the one that's down in Attleboro or Fall River. The one they use we used it for Junie, we used it for Leo Bowden. They only go 50-mile limit. Yeah.
Oh, to drive around?
Yeah. That truck there is real unique.
You see it up there? It matched. I looked at the tag on the front of the truck and looked up, and it's
Yeah.
the same tag.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, very seldom companies would give up their advertising sign, but they came back with the truck.
Nice.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we would definitely say we have learned a bunch.
Yes.
And there is some stuff that we're definitely going to bend your ear on again.
Can we ring that bell before we go?
Huh?
Can we ring that bell before we go?
Sure.
Well, I'm
Bye,
going
sir.
to end this.
Okay.
And I'm going to call you again when it's warmer and my feet aren't frozen.
I know I'm trying not to
do,
shake here.
Another history thing with you because you are amazing.
He is amazing. He just remembers so
It's
much history.
amazing.
Go ring the bell, Sally.
Oh,
We'll
I'm
end it with the
ringing
bell.
I don't want to scare anybody. Are you ready?
That's
Ready.
got a good tone to it.
Sally, that's bigger than your scoop. All right, thank you so much.
Oh, you're
This
welcome.
is awesome information.
You've done an amazing job.
Definitely.
And I'm so glad we came out to visit you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe the spring we'll be back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, definitely to talk history with you because
Yeah.
I love that Uxbridge is part of this Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
I think the history is awesome.
Yeah, we got to do something else with it too, with Susan.
Yeah.
Maggie's side is very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he just keeps.
But
Yeah.
like I say, Susan came to me when she got into doing this program that she had put together.
Yeah, we'll have to get together with Susan and
Yeah.
you. We'll do
so
that.
Then Peter, myself, Mike Pataski, and Susan worked on doing the program
you
that.
need to pass your history on to somebody so they
I
can.
know. You have
It's
to
gonna be
record
tough. Yeah,
record
you
all
have
your
to find
stories so
somebody.
they have them forever
Well,
and
at
ever.
one time it was Junie. We were going to get Junie to Bill. He goes under the. I don't know where he got the name Junie, but whoever gave it to him. But anyway, we were going to do an audio video of talking town history.
Yes, you definitely should. Get a hold of go talk to
It
Barry.
just never materialized. and-
Yeah.
No, you should
And
definitely
so,
pass your history on because you're an amazing man.
All right, we're
People
gonna end
just
this
can't
here.
remember stuff like that anymore.
No.
All right, we
All
gotta
right.
go.
Okay.
Have a good week and safe one.
All right. Yes, you stay safe. Stay
Yeah,
well.
thank you.
Bye bye.